they should get on top of this game, but they gotta get there, right? The Void has to. The Void obviously has kind of a slow start, so I wouldn't hate him going something like a Mask of Madness BKB type build though. I could see it.
Yeah.
I just hope we don't see this like really greedy, like the Midas slow build.
I think you're right about like that late game situation. I mean, credit to Viking. They've proven already they can close out a game very quick. The last one was 22 minutes. It is to the style to play really fast out of the lanes. So we'll have to see if that can kind of be maximized. I don't really usually think of Sniper as a hero that fits that style of play, right? As like play fast and play like up in their face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm just trying to see these lanes here, how they're gonna pan out, kind of.
I mean, it's gonna be pretty hard to get good chronos for a long time in this game, right? Because of the Elder Titan. That's like one big thing Viking has.
True. I feel like a lot of this game is kind of riding on the lanes. I feel like for Bates. I think they can't. I mean, they need to come out at least 50-50 in these lanes. Otherwise, I think they're gonna have the work cut out for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we've seen a lot of teams shift away from the we need to win lanes to win game, right? Like there's a lot more focus on the mid game being the priority, but I definitely feel with the heroes that Bait have and versus what Viking have, like Viking's heroes snowball a lot off the lane, whereas Bait's, they've got this big team fight at like 30-40 minutes in, but it's very hard to imagine you get there.
So the way I kind of look at it in a game like this is that Bait's heroes, almost all of them except for kind of the Phoenix, they need some sort of gold to be able to play the game, right? X needs some items to be able to play the game. He needs, whether it's his face, boots, bracer, wind lace, yada yada. If you go for blink build, something like this, right? The Nature's Prophet, he's gonna get some items, right? Like the hero, just you get some items, but he also needs, whether it's orchids into blah blah. He needs some items. The Void, he needs items. So a lot of their heroes, they need some sort of items in order to play the game. Whereas you look at a hero like ET and Windrunner, even Sniper to some extent, they don't really care. Of course, you want net worth as a position 1 Sniper, but you can still play the game with Shrapnel. You can play the game with your ET just whacking people, and Windrunner, same thing there. So
yeah, it's the I guess you could, like, if you had a graph and you're weighing up each hero's spell value, right? And you say, oh, sniping close kills with just spells alone on his own. And then you look at, for example, Void, it's like, well, Chrono is very powerful, but without the items to back it up, or a huge ass combo with it, like, Macropar, whatever, it's underwhelming. Then you look at Vikings heroes outside of, like, ET is another example. Like, you match up also the Wind Ranger to the Mirana. If Mirana doesn't hit an arrow, what's your contribution? It's kind of always been the issue with this hero in the 4 role, right?
Yeah, I mean, hit arrow, good hero, miss arrow, bad hero.
Report.
Definitely report. Then he's off to a pretty decent start here in the mid. So the cool thing here is that when you go for this Blightstone build on the Prophet and you have these treants, you can kind of smack the Tiny quite a bit. You obviously, he has 0 armor, and so he's gonna have negative armor with the Blightstone, and your treants are gonna deal quite a bit of damage, and so you're gonna be able to see us quite well.
Yeah, and as the game goes on, while Boom's Tiny can be more of a definitive rotate and that he can close kills easier, Dendi is so much quicker. That's always the nuisance of the Nature's Prophet is, believe it or not, folks, having a global teleport is a little bit OP.
Yeah, you just gotta watch out as Dendi to not feed these treants too much. You don't want to be giving up too much gold and XP early on to the Tiny.
I was watching that kind of out of habit thing from Dendi as he sent the treant to the bot rune. The things that mids are used to that they don't get anymore.
Like the rune, gotta make sure he doesn't get the 2-minute rune. No, there's no 2.
I like that change overall, though. Here.
He's still doing quite well, I think. Yeah, the Tiny's up a bit on CS, but he's getting some denies
and most importantly on the range creeps as well, right? Like you can already see he's the first one to hit level 4.
Yeah, exactly. Like despite being down in a couple of CS, I think it's not the end of the world.
All right, now let's get into the really tedious details. Also, as this lane goes on, Boom has to move further away to pick up a new tree.
Oh yeah, that's
All
true.
right, I'm done with
We're
pointless
gonna have on
detail the
top.
laner phase. Yep, last
Axe is
hero.
gonna port back
Just TP
to
lol.
tower. Should be fine. Oh, arrow does not connect. I think that was a kill. If that arrow connects.
Yep.
Both just gonna salve up. Sniper's gonna use shrapnel.
It kind of evens itself out between these two as well, right? Like shrapnel and leap have similar timing, so if 5-up's using that to escape the shrapnels each time, then you're kind of completely neutralizing the threat of death from Shad.
No, for sure. You definitely happy to trade just leap versus shrapnel. Like as a Mirana, you'll happily take that trade. Let's see if then you can micro his treants here and get one of the runes. This is a pretty important rune, I think. If Boom does not get this rune, I mean, he's of course just gonna go top, and there's not much you can do to stop it since he has a stun. But oh, he's very fortunate here.
There was a
This makes
rotation in
then
from Aramis as well, so if it had been the bot rune, he was standing by. But
yeah,
he
then
did
he has
ban
to
in
be a little
Toby.
bit scared now.
I mean, Toby is just fast enough to sidestep. Meanwhile, they are able to kill Fishman here as Aramis rotates in.
Yeah, you can see that this Void, he's struggling quite a bit in terms of CS. The Phoenix doesn't offer that much help for him. He has a couple denies that he got very early on, but farming is not easy for him, and he's gonna have to send a lot of regen. Yeah, like I said, the Phoenix, he's not really helping that much. ET's just kind of farming, Winner is farming a little bit, but the Void is really the one who's suffering here. And like I said, he needs to get up to some items before he can actually play the game. So
No, and we're just seeing how powerful ET can be as well, right? Like, I think the best way to always put is if the person who loves the hero is not talking about the hero as much as they normally would, you know they're trying to, like, stealthily make sure it doesn't get nerfed. So it's like, I think the best one recently is Fog. Like, you can tell he's trying to curb his enthusiasm a little bit, because this hero is going to get the nerf stick if he's too excited.
yeah, we see Celery, he's wasting time here, these two heroes. He's following the axe with the big creep, and he's just buying so much time for the sniper to sit there and farm.
He will die now, though.
We're gonna have a rotation, though.
Oh, oh. He's trying to sidestep this. He's going to force all the leaps out of 5-up, but it will be a death.
It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Then you might want to put your treads back into your inventory there, buddy.
Nah.
But yeah, I mean, Dendy is up to a pretty decent start here. Thank you. Okay.
There we go.
So he just kind of has to get active now with the ults. I think this could be a nice play. Like, they could do some sort of baiting in the bottom lane, no pun intended. And then just kind of come in with the Nature's Prophet ult. And once Dendy gets his port ready in 15 or so seconds, you know, they could easily go for some kills down here in the bottom lane.
Yeah, one of the conditions is probably not having your teammates remain on low health through most of the lane. You can already see that Fishman's always being pressured, so he's kind of turning into a bit of a liability in this bot lane.
Yeah, they should be quite happy though by the fact that like the Axe, he's actually farming, and there's gonna be an Invis tiny porting top right now. This seems to me like it's gonna be a dead Mirana.
Yep, bye-bye Pajkatt. And they'll chase down the next. They got the shrapnels. He's going to TP up.
He's fine here.
What a sophisticated moment for him. He's like, avalanche use, yes. Toss
and
use,
I think you'll take that. I think if you're bait, you should be pretty happy with that. I think it could have been way worse. You know, the Tiny could have killed the Void or the Axe. Just get this kill on one support. And bottom lane now, they're gonna initiate onto ET.
Oh,
and
no. They can't get him. The sleep,
no.
he TP'd immediately into it.
No.
That's that moment right
Not
now
like
where you're looking
this.
and going, I should have just hit the mid tower. I should have just hit the mid tower while Tiny was gone.
Not like this. Yeah, I mean, the thing though is Dendy he's having a good game. Like, he's on top of the net worth. The Tiny, he's trailing in terms of levels. Yeah, he had this kill on top, and you know, he killed the support, but you still need to get. He's very far away from his blink, right? He doesn't even have a wand. He's 2,000 gold away from his blink, and then he's just happy, just farming.
He's been forced to burn a little bit extra than Nature's Prophet has on regen. It's just the nature of that hero when you're up against it.
Octo might see some.
Nah, you're baiting yourself here. Nothing's happening. They're just running away because it's a sniper and an ench, and they don't have a real stun. It's always the beautiful thing is like when you look at these type of games, and you know, I'll think about some of the people I'll get in my games at my level. Against the Ench sniper, they'll forget that TPs are very useful against that combo. But in this game, it's like, oh man, this looks like such a hard lane. It's like, he's just cheating.
And can you spot what is making me right now? If you click on all heroes, what is the one thing that's making me sad right now?
Is it by the chance Dendi again having an empty slot and something in his backpack?
No, it is not actually. Not this time.
I mean, because it would have been a good one.
It would have. I'll give you a hint. Okay, it's yellow.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh. The fact that he wants to build the Midas after completing treads in a 1.
There you go. I think
See,
this
I know
might
it's like
prove-
greedy pos 1, greedy pos 1. What's he thinking? It's got to be something farm related. Midas.
The thing is, if you can get away with it, it's not terrible. I just fear for bait. Like I have seen them many games where they've gone for this. You know, they tend to get a bit too greedy, right? They want to be taking the late game, but by trying to do so, they never actually get there, right? They just get run over. And so even though, you know, maybe this might be a good build, you know, it might be fine. I just think
if
for
you don't
them,
die.
Yeah, exactly. For them, I feel like they need to think about, you know, maybe getting something more early game oriented. They are gonna have a good game on their axe though, and you know he could choose to just go for this blink. I kind of feel like this is a game where you could. Just looks like he not going for just the blink though. I think he got something sent out to him just now, like building up health maybe. So he might go for a hood first, or Vanguard. I'm not sure.
Either one's pretty good in this game. Oh, Fishman goes down to boom, and all of a sudden Chrysalis is in a little bit too deep with the shackle shot follow through. He's done.
And this is such a rough position as Void right now, right? You have this really terrible start in the laning phase. He's only CS at 10 minutes in. He's level 6 with 1 point in time walk, you know. You have no way of farming faster. He TP's top, but this area is already occupied by Axe, right? He gets bullied out of this bottom lane, he ports top. He sees Axe is there, he doesn't want to go, he rotates, and he dies. He doesn't get to use the chrono, and he's just in a world of hurt right now.
Yeah, and you can see that they're posturing to make some sort of play, right? Last tier is rotating around to try and get around the back of the tier 1 tower. And as I say that, another member of Bait goes down in the bot lane. The rotation from Boom to take out Dendi.
All right. We're gonna have
they're here again
on the Windrunner. Come on.
Here we go. Okay, we only bought 4 heroes for this, but we done it, team. Woo! Doubled our kills.
It's a good thing that they give it to Chrysalis, at least.
Thank God.
He needs these kills. He's so poor. He's dirt poor right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a valuable kill as well. I mean, look how close those two were in the network department. This has finally allowed Chrysalis to pull ahead.
I gotta get a kill here.
Another one. Toss back. Celery is going to be brought down. The egg can't be dealt with. Boom's hit by the arrow trying to retreat because the time dilation slowed him down even more, which means they should be able to get that kill as well, even with a failed dunk. Toby's also here. He's had enough of this. The problem is the Fire Spirits kind of counter this hero pretty effectively. Stomp. Nope. Call comes out. They'll get another kill.
Nice.
All of a sudden,
Viking
are bleeding kills 1 by 1.
Yeah, and this is so much nicer to see from Bait than what we've been seeing recently. I think this is finally, they're bringing numbers, right? What usually happens to them is that they're getting outnumbered, but in this game, they're actually the ones outnumbering for once, and it's a very positive sign, I would say. Marana here, she's gonna be fine.
I do find it's easy to outnumber your opponents when they TP in 1 by 1 to die, though.
Yeah, of course, but it's also up to them. Like, they're bringing Phoenix into this attack. He's going in with the egg, you know, like, they're committing. They're going in, and it's easy to just kind of get run over when that happens. And yeah, I quite like what they're doing right now. And Axe is queuing up his Blink Dagger. Now faces Void, he got some time. He even found the Iron Talon. I think that's very fortunate for him. I think that's like the absolute best neutral item you can get right now. It's going to help him farm quite a lot. And yeah, I think they're quite happy right now. Dendi's very close to his Orchids. Axe should be finishing up his Blink Dagger in the next probably 1 to 2 minutes. And Tiny is quite far away from his, so they're going to be able to play this game. And there are a lot of squishy heroes. Viking did. The Sniper, Windrunner, Enchantress all can die very easily to Axe with Blink.
And they have control of the map right now. Like, when you look at the state of tier 1 towers, Viking should finally get this bot tier 1. But so far, like, Dendi's ability to rotate around this map has enabled them to push down these early tier 1s. And then give Crystallis bigger breathing room to try and catch up in the net worth department.
Yeah, what they're doing right now is it's all just kind of standard.
Yeah.
Standard gameplay. It's
the difference is, like, in that kind of standard gameplay, usually the opponent's able to do the same thing, right? Like, it's the mirror. They go top, we go bot. But so far, Sniper's just kind of been sitting in his own little triangle, and that's about it.
Yeah, and it's also the fact that this is like the mid tiny that's not off this amazing start. You know, he's 3-1. He's fine, but you need to get to this blink dagger before you can really start playing, right? That's when you're gonna become very strong with the ET spells, the Windrunner, and the tiny, and then also like long range shrapnel and sniper ult. It's gonna be a Moonlight Shadow here, but it looks like it's not gonna be.
No,
They're not gonna find anything. The Axe does have his blink dagger now though, and an Invis room. They could definitely look to find something here with this.
Well, they just drew the circle. They're like, people. There's definitely people in this area. Now that they've got access after that tier 1, they're going to hang around. Toby is going to make the mistake of showing himself.
ET here. Yeah, some rotation here.
Blink into the call.
The arrow
is coming.
It's gonna be hard to get this arrow though.
Where are the spins? Don't worry,
there it
Dendi's
is. And he is here, and the Orchids is on the board.
That does reveal
Tiny
both,
getting
though.
close to his
Oh, look at
blink
this.
dagger now.
Speaking of blinks, last hero already getting incredible value out of his. He goes straight towards top and uses it again, but Celery is so stupid and tanky.
I mean, you just chrono this. Don't
He
you?
really doesn't
They're
want
gonna,
to.
They're gonna get him. They might
Are
get him,
they?
though. No.
Are they? I don't think they are. Behold the master of the deer. Dendi just about gets out in
that
the
was
bot lane in
very
the
close.
meantime.
I mean, he could have also just silenced the winner and ported it up. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I feel like you can just like at that point. I feel like it's fine to just throw out a chrono on this, like this casual enchantress. The fact that he gets to stay there and survive is just a little bit annoying. And so using a chrono for this position 5, if you just get a kill as a void, you're not really gonna be participating in any of these fights unless they're coming to you. Which I think that scenario was one of those scenarios where you can just throw it out to kill the casual 5.
I'll tell you who's coming to who in this game. It's Viking making a move towards base location as they have smoked up.
Yeah, that's the blink dagger on Tiny.
Yep,
Gonna jump
that's
in.
not
He
the
doesn't
target.
connect though.
That is really not the target. They just need to abort right now.
I think he was fine too. The X is a deep target. He didn't connect the combo and the X just got to run out. I mean, the X dying initially is like one of you get, right? Because X is sort of this counter initiation and he's kind of the big fighter on bait right now. But yeah, they just didn't get fully on top of him and it's going to be fine.
No, but Viking, they will at least just turn this into a tier 1 tower. They're now pushing in. They are going to force rotations back towards the mid lane from bait here. And with the Moonlight Shadow, they might be able to catch them their trials as well.
There's both a ward and a sentry right there, like right where the X is standing, and they might actually get initiated upon.
Hey, well, one down already. It's the faceless void of all people. More to follow, though, as Axe gets called out as well. He will die. Dive away by the Phoenix to escape, but they're pinging him out and chasing forward. Boom can't blink because of the fire spirits on him. It's not going to take him long to pounce. He moves in with the Avalanche, forcing out the egg. And with 2 heroes here, that's a feat of a big cooldown from the side of bait.
And this is now we're back to this, you know, bait kind of getting out, not really being on the ball. They're making these Moonlight Shadow moves, but they're on vision, right? So they're just kind of sitting ducks, and then he's gonna get gone on here. They're not gonna find him.
He's like, no. You ain't got the stomp, buddy. I'm out. However, look at the immediate TPs. They're like, wait, you went to farm more? Oh, we ain't having that. That is not okay.
Gonna have to run away here. You should see the Windrunner now with the ward. It should be just fine.
Yeah, he was mid shackle shot animation when he lost vision there. So it looks like they're back away. They don't want to play into the high ground as they don't know where the Faceless Void is.
They do know where the Faceless Void is.
Oh, they do. Yeah, they got the ward right there. Different spot than what we're usually used to seeing here, actually, with that ward.
Yeah, slightly kind of nice place. Not gonna be detected as easily.
Boom. There's a price to be paid. When you mess with our kitty cat, you must die. Oh, the Chrono is an interesting way to do this, but they do get the kill. They do lose Fishman, though. And Toby smashed. Toby's... Oh, good lord. Good God. Where did Dendy go?
That's an angry ET right there. That was 300 plus damage on the ET.
I mean, you know what that is, right? So we say suitcase ET a lot. Clearly, he's been like... He used that as a workout tool, so he just sticks all his weights inside it, and he kind of bench presses it. That's a 300 kilogram suitcase right there.
That was a big boy right there.
Mm.
Do they see this axe?
They do now. Straight on to Aramis. Glimmer Cape to protect him though, so the damage is pretty underwhelming, and the stomp means that last hero is stuck here just as long, but really wants to be leaving. And wait, I mean, that meteor hammer is ambitious. Oh, face it. Can actually bring the celery down. The true question of every game involving an edge. The answer is always no. You, however, can easily die. Dendy is once again dead. This is looking a bit grim. It's just looking so easy for Viking.
Yeah, I feel like Beta, they're just making it to avoid the again fight. Chrono that actually just locks in the axe.
1 sec per, you're lagging out a lot. Let's quickly restart the call.
Okay.
1 sec, I'll get the wise man back on the line in just a sec.
And we're back.
Yep, we're back. Alright, that sounds better.
Yeah, so I mean, kind of a similar scenario starting to look like last game, but yeah, you can see they're kind of just they're according.
Whoops, ignore that. I accidentally hit the wrong thing. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah.
Technical
no, so
issues are over.
Like, what they're doing, they're kind of just, you know, they're throwing chronos out when they don't have to. They're wasting some spells, and as a result, they're kind of just getting bullied here. Also, not being able to play together. Like, these two supports, they need a lot of levels, and they also need to... It's not the easiest execution from these two supports, right? Like, it's not something simple, like just, you know, this Windrunner, you walk around, you throw out a shackle shot on a guy, it hits, okay, you meteor hammer, right? It's very simple, right? It's very straightforward. Mirana, you have to rely on this arrow. With the Phoenix, you kind of have to lure the enemy into some weird engagement, then throw out an egg, and then maybe Chrono on top of the egg, jump with Axe on top of the egg. Like, the execution is much more... There's much more to it than for Viking at this point, and I feel like it's kind of biting them a little bit in the foot here, Bates, having to rely on such pristine execution.
Yeah, it started off biting the foot, but I'm pretty sure that foot is now infected and it's spreading quickly. And you gotta ask, like, how do you cut off the leg in this situation as bait? Because right now it's like you're in the wilderness with no sharp tools.
Yeah, and it's also the sniper. He's just
Gone.
He's just been happily farming away this entire game, pretty much, right? He went for the 15 CBR, so he gets the Midas more often.
As you do. You always do.
Chrysalis.
Chrysalis trying to escape. Time walk across, but
fine.
the sleep is that. Is he? Is he really fine? I don't know. If they brought detection, he wouldn't be. But it doesn't matter. He's still not fine.
Gonna be fine. It's okay. He's gonna be fine. He's just gonna he's gonna wake up in 40 seconons. He's gonna be full health in base.
It's great.
It's all good.
I mean,
no, the sniper is just sitting there, you know, plinking away with his little gun,
and then
going towards now
occasionally slapping the crap out of a creep with a Midas. Oh, it's not okay, by the way, Per. The hand of Midas is not cooldown on the Faceless Void.
Oh no, okay, then it's definitely not okay. I don't know, like, it just seems so, like, this, I look at this Void, and I see this build, to me, it just, like, there's something that just says, like, this is bad, you know, like, the build, right? It looks so...
This is like, you build this if you're winning your lane, and that's what I'm talking about, Dent, it's just gone. I mean, I should just stick it on, I want to stick it on Boom, but at the same time, there's an ET in this game with an Ags complete who's proven that he can 3-punch Dendy. So, I think what we're getting at here is Viking kill everyone anywhere. Very scary game.
I mean, it's starting to get to that point, right? But the thing is, how the game started is, I think they're fine. And they could still potentially be fine. Chrono here, arrow.
No, the arrow! Oh, no.
Oh, no.
The timing on that, Toby,
but
the
the
call
jump,
is good, though. There's going to be a heal ray through or damage ray in this situation. They're going to bring Toby low, but Boom does arrive to kill off the Phoenix. Toby gets the stomp off. Runs away. The Battle Hunger might still tick him out, but he's done the damage. He gets the magic immunity on the return of the Spirit. And all of a sudden, Bait's best hope of getting anything out of this is completely fallen to pieces. 5-up will be hit by the final impetus. The avalanche toss again from Boom. And Viking at this point, honestly, they're at the table. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet, and Bait is the meal.
And all they were missing there is just they just didn't have detection, right? I mean, they've seen this Glimmer Cape before, right? That all you needed there is just the one Glimmer Cape, and you're fine. And the ET's gonna die, and now they end up losing all their heroes. They use the Chrono. The fight happens right outside of Roche Pit Sniper with this, so it's gonna be a pretty quick Roche. And yeah, I mean, pretty much everything's just falling apart for Bait now. Dendy is going for this PKB, and so he might have this for the next fight, but Bait need a lot of levels. This Phoenix has to get to at least level 12, right? There's a Sniper and a Windrunner, so very easy egg killing heroes, kind of. And yeah, Bait just don't have that much to offer right now. Like with this Void, like you look at him and I mean, net worth, he's not happy, but also you look at this hero, like what does this hero need to become a hero in this game, right? Okay, well, he needs a BKB, that's very obvious, right?
Maybe if he had
but
snipers now.
Midas BKB? Yeah, but like Midas BKB, right? Like what does he do? You know, like he goes in and hits someone. You don't really care.
In theory, he doesn't die, but I'm saying in theory, I think he's still gonna die even with that.
He might still die, but you know, like you're still not gonna do anything. So okay, like you get your BKB, and then what? What's next, right? Now you need a damage item. You need like, and what quick item is there to just give you damage? Like you're gonna go back for a Mask of Madness now? Like that's the one like kind of cheap item. I'm gonna see Mirana just punched out here.
Yeah, I was
like
giving
the Void. I think he needs 2 more items after this BKB, I would say, to feel like a hero.
Oh no, that's not the play, boys. They let him get the blink off. Now Boom can turn around and move towards them. 4-staffed forward, so you can get ever closer. Last hero has been spotted, but with the Battle Hunger on, there's no way to pursue further. The problem is these engagements from Bait, even when they should have favorable terms, they just look so goddamn awkward.
And then he might be found here. No, the Spirit is gonna run past. And he's gonna have his BKB now, so I think with the Chrono now, get your level 12 Phoenix, go in. I think the best way to take this fight right now is to, if Daddy has buyback, you can do it with his buyback, or just bait the Mirana or any hero really. You just go in, you let the Phoenix egg, and then you just Chrono on top of that egg. Or you just get comboed by the Tiny, and
You're like, yeah, I hit the arrow, boys. Sniper's not hitting up. Wait, what's that giant rock, and why is it moving towards me? Oh, good God, I think I know how the Titanic felt when it saw the iceberg.
Yeah, and imagine how you would feel if you saw iceberg in your life.
On his Tiny.
That guy?
Oh, yeah.
Boxer?
That guy was the most lethal boy in the middle of the, hey, let's give Tiny permanent trees again meta. Good times. Lasted. How long did that last? That patch was not long before they reverted it.
Yeah, it was not the longest patches.
Like, yeah, this was
so yeah,
cut it out.
Mirana's dead once again. As I was saying, I think you need to find a fight on. You know, you need to kind of lure them in. It's getting very difficult though, because like now there's a mech on the Enchantress and there's a Glimmer Cape. I think that can offset quite a bit already of the damage. ET has the built-in BKB with the Spirit. Tiny's kind of innately tanky, and Sniper has an Aegis, so it's not the easiest. But they need to find a strong, they need to find somewhere to properly teamfight here. Get to use all their spells.
So hear me out. You said you want them to bait them in. We're going to use our typical measurement that we get to this so often in these games. It feels painful that we have to resort to this. How close to the fountain are we talking here? And how in the fountain are we talking here?
I think if they can get them to tier 4s, I think that's fine, honestly, at this point. I think these heroes are kind of dainty. They die easily. So tier 4s will deal a lot of damage, but is that going to happen?
So you build a 4-staff, Axe goes in and pulls them. Then they're looking in the direction of the tier 4s. You 4-staff them in. The Chrono
Who has
gets
to go
used.
for the 4-staff though?
I think you just build it on the Mirana. She could deal with one right now.
I feel like she could do with a bit.
She could do with a
slightly
lot
bigger
of
health
right
bar.
Now.
A slightly larger health bar, I think, would be.
So what you have to do is survive until the next neutral items and get a Havoc Hammer.
Yeah, or just survive until the next game.
I mean, I think that's out of the question. It's the second game of the series, and they're barely looking like they're surviving at this point in this one. Like, you know what? This is actually what Beta are doing right now. This is survival. This is not living. All right. This is not thriving or enjoying life. This is saying, man, we're playing like Daisy or something, and the goal is just to last the longest. Jump in with the call, into the arrow, onto a sniper. Against Chrono. It's good though. Yes. Catches on the free. The shackle shot as well. Going on the face is void means that he cannot continue right now. When the sniper comes up, he needs to run away. Dendi isn't so lucky because Staple Gun is... Oh my god!
Oh, that was painful, man.
A moment of solace for the bait heroes that were. Toby is a force to be reckoned with, and I believe this is the point where you admit it's done. GG comes out, Viking, no hesitation, making it look so clean, a 2-0 win.
I mean, they did get the Aegis out of the way, right? I don't know if they were waiting for, like, I don't know if they had the Aegis timer or anything, but I mean, I thought they did. Like,